Yo, oh, we're live. Yeah, we're live. Oh, I don't even know what episode it is, boys. Welcome back, boys and girls. If this is not your first time, welcome back. If this is your first time, you ought to subscribe and we'll talk some more, man. Oh man, that was dry as hell. That was the weakest intro I've ever had. Let's redo it, man. Let's redo the intro. Welcome back. It is episode number 20 something, man. I don't even know, man. It is episode 20 something. We're doing it. This is episode, we're up there, man. It's all right. These birds are getting big. We're getting shit out the door, man. I'm cleaning right now. I'm trying to sweep up the rest of what I got in here. I did the whole backside. I swept all that out. Now I just got to sweep the front half, and the front half is probably the most dirty. So, but I figured I could talk and do that at the same time, maybe. Probably shouldn't be wearing my white fucking coat, but you know what? I've been getting shit done today, man. I got both of my Ford Escapes sold. I took them to the scrapyard. Both of them, $400 a piece. Boom, done. Out of my yard, out of my life. Don't gotta worry about it no more. Done. Boom. See you later. That's done. What else? Oh, what else? I fell down the stairs this weekend. That hurt really bad. I'm really hurting from that. My whole right foot from here to like this part is like purple and blue right now. Probably should be icing it. Probably shouldn't be walking on it. But you know what? It's all right. Probably not all right. But you know what? We got to get around. We got to do stuff. We got stuff to do. I can't sit still. So, you know what? Let's just hope it's not too bad. I think I really did break something. Oh man, my foot hurts so bad. I stepped on it weird today. It was doing good. I was walking around doing fine. And then I stepped on it weird coming out of my shed. Oh, and I heard like, I stepped on it. I'll show you with my other foot. I stepped on it like this. Just kind of went down, you know, but I kind of stepped on like that side of it with like my pinky toe. I don't know how much you can see my foot, but I stepped like that. Oh, but like on that side. Oh, and I felt like I flexed my foot too much and I felt something crunch and it went, and I heard it and I felt it and I was just like, ah. And it almost put me on the ground, but I'm like, you know what? I got shit to do. I just kept moving. I acted like it didn't even happen. You know what I mean? I just kept moving. Just like I was in a fight, and if I showed pain, I had to, you know, I was a bitch. You know, I just kept moving. Acted like it didn't even happen. Just kept moving forward, dude. You know? And now, I'm probably going to be feeling that. You know? I'm probably going to be feeling that, but that's all right. I'm going to, I really want to play softball this spring coming up. Got a team that I might be on. Try to hit some dingers for some boys. With some boys, you know. I haven't played softball in a while, so I'm excited for that. And right now, I'm probably in the best shape I've been in a long time. Minus the fact that I fell down the stairs. Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Dude, I was at my mom's and her husband's house. And I was upstairs taking a nap. Because I just got there and I was tired and I was lazy. And yeah, I went there and I took a nap. And I woke up. And went to go down the stairs. I think I had to go to the bathroom. I don't even remember. And I woke up to go down the stairs. And I went one step, two step, and I like missed the second step, or like my foot slipped on the edge of the second step. And I went right to my ribs, and then all the way down the stairs. And I was at the bottom just grunting like ah, 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 you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm hurting. And I'm like, I think I broke my ribs. And I start fake coughing, like, I'm trying to flex my ribs to see if, like, I could see if I was literally, like, keel over in pain or not. So I was, like, trying to flex my ribs, like, taking deep breaths, like, moving. And I'm like, I think they're all right. And I didn't even, like, care about my foot that much. I figured my foot was fine. I didn't even think about my foot. But my foot is definitely the worst off. My ribs are, oh, I should show you, boys and girls. Oh, man. I don't want to untuck all my shit. But, man, why not? Do it for the vine. Oh, I don't know how good you guys can see that, but my ribs, I don't even know where it is. It hurts really bad. Not my ribs so much, my foot hurts. But that hurt really bad at first. I really thought I broke a rib. I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I, just woke from a nap and I just want to go down the fucking stairs and down I go, and I'm just like, then I sat on the couch downstairs for a while. I'm like, that's not comfy. So then I went back upstairs and I lay down, and I'm just like, oh, and I didn't do much. And I ate some dinner. I don't remember what we had. I think we had fish and potato, whatever you want to call it, potato, cheesy potato, fuck, I asked for them too. Anyway, you get what I'm talking. Take a potato and you slice it, potato chip style, and you put cheese on it, or cream mushroom soup and cheese, and then you oven it. Oh, good stuff. But anyway, that's what I had, and it was delicious. And today I'm trying to eat better, you know, and I try to eat fish every time I go up north because my mom's husband fishes a lot, and he's really good at cooking fish. So every time I go up north, I have him make fish for me because fish is really good for you, you know. And today I had sausage and eggs, and I've been just trying to eat. Damn, that bird just fucking jumped all the way out of there. What are you doing, crackhead? Whatever. I'll just let you live your life for a little bit. You know what? And anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I've been eating eggs and sausage. I had eggs and sausage. I had 3 little sausage patties. I don't even know how many little hash brown little King's crowns. Is that what they're called? They're called crowns. They're like the ones you get at BK, that kind of food. That fucking chicken shit in here. But yeah, I like those. Kids like them. But yeah, eating better, man. It feels good. I definitely feel way better when I eat better. I'm trying not to drink as much soda, but I bought some freaking, whatchamacallit today, or the other day. What do I get? Diet Sundrop. That shit's good, man. And I've been trying to not drink Monsters that much because I had a whole bunch of Monsters the other week, and I felt like my joints were just aching, man. And I definitely had a whole bunch of headaches, and I'm like, yeah, that's why we don't drink fucking Monster. You know, we don't need that. You just need to drink water and get good sleep, and you'll have more energy, man. That's all it is to it. If you're tired, honestly, just drink more water. Probably all there is to it, man. If you don't get enough sleep, you're not gonna have enough energy. That's for sure, no matter what. If you're not eating the food that that you need, you're not gonna fuel your body for what you want to do, you know. And if you want to fuel your body, what do you need? Do you need sugars and carbs and all that shit? You need a donut? You need a fucking donut, dude? That'll fill you up. That'll cure your appetite, man. That'll make you get through your day. You think a donut's gonna help you? No, it's gonna fill you up, and you're gonna feel like a fat fuck. Then you're gonna look like a fat fuck after you eat that for a year straight. You know, you can eat it every once in a while, man. But it's just the people that eat it all the time, man. It shows. People that don't give a fuck, it shows, man. You see them people, and it shows. I don't give a fuck a lot of days. And it shows, man. It shows in my gut. It shows in my lifestyle, you know? Shows in my garage. It shows probably in my work. I'm sure it does. You know, it shows, man. You know, if you're frustrated, dude, it's going to show in your work, too. Every once in a while, when you get frustrated, you're going to do bad work. And that's probably how I am. You know, I get frustrated and I do bad work sometimes because I'm just like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Nobody else gives a fuck. Why should I give a fuck? Fuck it, you know, and I'm done with it. Let's just get it done and go home. And I'm done. You want to go back inside? Are you cold? Little dipshit. You want to say hi to the fucking vine? You know what I'm saying? You want to say hi to Graham? Is that what you're trying to do? Hey, get over here. You're alright. You trying to show off your feathers to the camera? Show them how pretty you are? Show them how pretty you're getting? Yeah. Got a white head now. Like a silver head because the white's coming in. And all this white's coming in. Yeah, you get back in there. All the other birds pretty much look the same. Besides this one. This one's starting to look kind of cool. You know, you're fast. Goddamn. Yeah. This one kind of looks cool. This one, the head's getting white. And just the brisket's getting white. Yeah, this one don't like to be held as much because I haven't held this one as much. But yeah, and like the tips of the wings are white. Kind of looks like a pretty cool bird. It's all black and then white features. The other ones are, the other ones are going to be gold. Those aren't going to be that snazzy looking. I don't know, they might be. But they'll probably be like the Rhode Island Reds I got. This would be a one-colored bird pretty much. It might have some cool colors on the tips and stuff. But that's about it. It's the plain bird, but they're supposed to lay a lot of eggs, so that's why we got those. They're supposed to be a good bird. So we got them. We got them. You know, and what was I going to talk about today, man? I hurt myself. I've hurt myself a lot in life by not giving a fuck, man. I think I was talking to my buddy. I was going to say this till we talked, man, but he got in a snowmobile accident, man. He said he doesn't even know what happened. He's wearing a helmet, and he still got a concussion. He said he hit his head so hard that his helmet exploded, and it was cracked right down the middle. You know, just cracked, you know, exploded. 2 pieces, cracked it. Plastic helmet, you know. Not good. Hit his head hard. Full concussion, has like brain. I don't even want to get into it. I'll let him talk about it if we ever talk on the pod, man. I'll let him tell his own story. But you know what? He hit his head hard, man, and it made me think about the time I hit my head hard. And like, I didn't even think nothing of it either at that time. You know what I did? I just rented a helmet. I didn't have a helmet on. Let's talk about the crash first. I was going down the hill. All my buddies in front of me hit the same jump in front of me. You know, and none of them got any air. So I'm like, oh, they just didn't hit it fast enough, you know. You know, or maybe that's just, I should have just not did that. That's hindsight. But anyway, they didn't hit it fast enough, you know. So I hit it with a little more speed than they did to try to get a little more air, because none of them got like any air. And as soon as I hit it with a ton of speed, my knees bucked. I was not ready. A huge huck on it. And like, it ducked my knees all the way up to my chest. And I'm flying through the air backwards. I'm like this. I'm like, oh no. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. That's all I remember saying. And apparently I whacked the back of my head on the snow and ice. And I was like out of it. I was just out of it for like, apparently I just kept laying on the ground. I was just like, ow, ow, ouch, you know? Just like, ow. I just kept saying that over and over again, they said. Then all of a sudden I stopped saying that, they said. And they said I just stood up and I just started snowboarding like it was nothing. And I started going down the hill. And they said, I was just saying ow, laying on the ground, to all of a sudden I stood right up and then I went snowboarding right down the hill. And then the next thing I don't remember going down the hill. Not in the least bit. And then the next thing I remember is sitting around a campfire at the bottom of the hill talking with all the guys. And they're all talking to me. Some guy asked me if I'm all right. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what happened? They're like, you fell. You smacked your head really hard. We think you got a concussion. I'm like, really? I'm like, all I remember was snowboarding, all you guys hitting a jump. And no, I'm here. Pretty much is like, I'm like, I remember snowboarding. I remember we came here and snowboarded. I said to him, I remember that. I told him, like, I remember we came here to snowboard. I remember we were snowboarding for a little bit, you know. And then they're like, yeah, you fucking hit your head, dude. Anyway, I don't remember any of it. You know, there's a good 10, 15 minutes I don't really have any memory of. Not to say that you remember 15 minutes out of every part of your life, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that part was gone from my memory. Just like after I got in a car accident that one time and cranked my head against the window. You know, I don't remember like a day and a half, but I was also in like a coma. So like that explains it. You know, I don't remember much of that. But I also don't remember like 2 weeks after that. But apparently I had a rummage sale and yeah, I did a whole bunch of stuff when I bunked my head. But anyway, you know, that day after I hit my head, I didn't remember nothing. And word to the wise, if you don't know this, don't say I'm right, but I heard this. I'm not sure if I heard this afterwards or if I heard this before I did it, and that's why I smoked. But I was smoking anyway. I would have went and smoked anyway because my head hurt. But after I had that head hit, I hit my head on the snowboarding. We went and we smoked a big old bowl, or I don't even know. And you know what? They say that takes the swelling off your brain, man. And like, it's like a natural, like, what did you call it? Anti-inflammatory, you know? And it takes the swelling off of your brain. Don't quote me, I could be very well wrong. But that's what I was told, and they said that's why I was like able to be conscious like the rest of the day and kept snowboarding the rest of the day. Otherwise they're like, yeah, dude, you should have been like in a hospital or something, you know? Not saying like, I've hit my head before, dude. That's not the first time I hit my head. Might have been No, definitely not. You know, that might explain why way I am today, but you know, that's all right. You know, we're making steps. We got Ford Escapes out the door. We got checks for them. You know, we gotta go cash those tomorrow. That's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll probably go to the side job tomorrow, make some more money. You know, home base is looking good. We did. You know, but anyway, back to my story. You know, then we smoked, and then after we smoked, I rented a helmet, and they had an airbag there. And I remember jumping into the airbag the rest of the day. And I remember I did my first double front flip ever, and I was just trying to do a front flip and grab like the nose of my snowboard. So I just did a front flip, and then after I did a front flip, I went to go grab the nose of my board. And then I realized like I'm over rotating the fuck out of this. Like I'm spinning fast. And I felt the first one go around fast. And I felt the other one. And I'm like, and I'm looking for the ground. And I've seen the bag. And I landed. I literally like landed. I like rolled it. And just like, whoosh, and I just kind of went into the bag and like went backwards into the bag. You know? And then I had to flop off the bag. But I'm like, dude, my first ever front flip, double front flip that I tried. Didn't even mean to do it. I landed. And I was just like, nice, you know. Probably never did. I don't think I never did it on the snow, but I think I did it a couple more times in the bag that day. Since I'm like, dude, I just unlocked a new, I unlocked new mechanics. You know what I'm saying? I can do double backs now at the trampoline park, but I can't land them, especially now. Probably, especially now with my busted body is, man. But you know what? It's fun, man. I like flying through the air. I like doing crazy shit. Makes a guy feel alive, you know, living on the edge, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't been doing a whole lot of that. Maybe that's why I feel so freaking high and dry and down in the dumps, because I've been living, you know, the dad life, man. Just trying to live the simple man life, you know, and it's not just, not all it's all cracked out to be, you know? Especially when you got no one to live it with, you know? You're just out here by yourself living, man. Livin, living, man. You know, nobody's telling what you do. You know, you gotta tell yourself to do your laundry. You gotta tell yourself to eat good. You know, and that's all right. You gotta be an adult. But you know what? You gotta make the right decisions. And I haven't been making those right decisions for a while, you know? And I'm trying to come to terms with that. And I'm trying to make that better. And I feel like I'm definitely making steps in the right direction. That chicken's about to make the wrong step in the wrong fucking direction if it keeps doing that, though. Excuse me. What the fuck you think you're doing? Huh? Who do you think you is? Who do you think you is? Who do you think you is? Huh? I probably should change the wood pellets or the wood chips in there. Or you can just throw more in there. But I'll probably just scoop out all those and put some new chips in there. I got a whole nother bag full of them. I don't know if I'll do that yet tonight. I might. I'm feeling like doing something. I'm feeling like cleaning. I might as well clean the mini chicken coop out. But you know what? I've been doing better since my last video, that's for fucking sure. Even though I busted my shit, dude. I really hope my foot isn't that bad. I really hope if it is broken, I hope it heals fast. Lord knows that, you know, I'm not going to stay off it, so that probably doesn't help. But, you know, it hurts, man. It doesn't feel good. But you know what? I'm not a bitch. I ain't going to cry about it. Pain is just a figment of your imagination. Figment of your imagination anyway, man. You know, it's all just, I'm starting to believe the longer I live, the more part that we're like part of Matrix, man. I thought that as a kid, man. How, like, I heard that Joe Rogan and that one dude talking about it for a while that were like living in a simulation, man. I thought that as an infant, as a child. Maybe it's just because I grew up playing video games and that's like, I thought I wasn't, you know, a first person shooter or I was in a first person simulation or something like that. And like that's what, you know, and that could be all life really is, man. You never really know. How do you know until you know? What is the easier way to explain God than a creator? A creator of the game, man. He's a creator of life. He's a creator of this game that we call life, man. You know? You know, it's just calling it something different than what it It's been called already. Call it God, or you can call it the creator. The creator's called creator his whole life. He's the father, man. You know, came first, the chicken or the egg. Jesus came first, man. You know what I'm saying? Jesus didn't come first. God, the Father, came first, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody wonders about the chicken and the egg. Why don't you just you know, chicken was a dinosaur. Chicken was a T-Rex at one point in its life. You know what I'm saying? That little guy terrorized people at one point in its life. This little fucker that picks on me, and I just pick it up and cuddle it, or just tell it to go make me eggs. Or a rooster, a rooster. I think I told you about that rooster. I don't know if I told you about my rooster. If I see any of them fuckers getting a big old comb or starting to look like a rooster at all, man, get the weird goofy looking head or start acting like one, they're getting their head twisted right away. I ain't dealing with another rooster, man. I thought it'd be cool. I thought it'd be all right. He was a dick, man. I know why they call roosters dicks, man. I get it now. I understand. He was a dickhead, dude. He couldn't even walk outside. That little fucker would come at you, man. The one time I went to go check the eggs, and then after I got the eggs, I checked the feed, and I still had all the eggs in my hand. I'm like, he came out and he attacked me from underneath the chicken coop and bit the back of my leg, and it kind of hurt. I'm like, you little fucker, And I really saw it was a rooster, and I'm like, what? You really want to fight right now? And I'm holding all the eggs, and I had slippers on. I remember it, and the coop's right here, yeah, just like this, and he's right there. I'm like, you really want to do this? And he jumped at me again, and when he jumped at me, I seen where he landed, and I just, boom, just punted him, dude. Straight up, not even punted, just off the ground, just boom. My sandal went probably 30 yards, and he probably went 20 yards, just feathers flying behind him. And that might be animal abuse. I might get in trouble for that, but you know what? That little fucker is attacking me, and it's a chicken. But goddamn, you think the thing would learn? No, right back later that night, he was still attacking me again. You think he was tuck his tail and cut his pride and quit being a dick, But I guess it's just in their blood, man. It's just they're all just animals. He's just a rooster, man. He's just a fucking cock, man. He's just a dickhead, And that's just in his blood. That's just what he is. That's what he's born to be. He's born to do. He's born to do cock-a-doodle-doo, and be a fucking dickhead. But don't you dare say cock-a-doodle-doo to a rooster, man. Them are fighting words, man. You say that to a rooster, he's just like, fuck you said, bro? He's like, fuck you say, dude? Boom! He's just like, no way, dude. Nah, Or no, they go like this. Fucking get your ass. Fucking fighting chickens. I didn't know when they fight chickens, man, apparently they take razor blades and they tape them to the chickens, tape them to their spurs and tape them to their feet. So when they go to attack the other one, they cut the other one's head right off. Just shoot. Gone, man. I did not know that. That's savage. That is kind of cool. I kind of would go pay to see that myself. No offense, but after having a rooster, I understand why people fight roosters. Because if you get a rooster randomly, dude, you're just gonna end up eating it anyway. Who gives a fuck? It's different than dog fighting, or if you fought horses or something, man, that'd be fucked up. Because those are people's pets. But at the same end of the day, pigs fight in the wild all the time, man. I'm sure in the wild, roosters fight too, man. I'm sure birds fight in the wild too, man. Probably not to the death. They probably aren't forced to stay in a ring and fight to the death. But a chicken, I mean, it's gonna be turned into soup no matter what, man. You might as well just put razor blades on its feet and just let them go to town on each other, Whoever loses turns to get soup that night, you know what I mean? And you bet money on. I could see how that could get I could see how that could be popular. I get it. I go to Mexico and watch chicken fights, man. Hell yeah, we got a hell of a sunset. I'm drinking my sun drop. I set out, whatever. But we ate good tonight. Speaking of that, that's all I ate today. I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't eat lunch. I didn't eat nothing. All I had today was 2 sausage, egg, and cheese burritos with hash browns. That's it. That's all I've had to eat today, man. That's all right. I was freaking, yeah. I don't know if I had a bug this weekend. I did not. I was feeling like crap too. That's why I was sleeping. I was on and off pooping, shitting, puking, gross. Don't want to hear that, but yeah, not a good time. But that's the life we're living. You know, my garage is clean. Got both of my gosh darn Ford Escapes out of my driveway. I don't gotta look at them no more. I don't gotta worry about it no more. Garage is swept clean. Still kind of a mess. But that's alright. It's cleaner than it's ever been. You know, I don't know what I want to do in here next. I don't know if I want to finish doing all that wood that I started. That's kind of a pain. But it'd be so much easier if I just had a whole bunch of pallets that are torn apart. So I just like, I ain't go through and just tear a whole bunch of pallets apart, and I'll have a whole bunch of wood. And it's just a pain when you gotta go back and forth from ripping pallets apart, just putting them up, ripping pallet parts, put them up. I rip a whole bunch down, just suck it up, maybe make something, make it easier. I don't know. Because when you try to just yank them apart, then you just break all the wood. And then there's no good because then you can't really use it because all your wood's junk anyway, you know. But nobody wants to talk about taking pallets apart. But you know what I'm saying? There's an art to it, man. You can't just do it. You can, but you have a lot of firewood, and I already got enough firewood. You know? I'm excited. Spring's coming, even though it's not. We had an ice storm the other day. It was literally, all the trees are probably, not anymore. It was sunny today. All the trees aren't covered anymore, but this morning they were even still iced over. It was pretty cool. Nice sight. It was pretty cool, man. I drove really slow back home, you know. Didn't drive fast at all. Drove 50 and a 55, you know, just cruised the whole way home. And it was nice. The last few days I've been driving like an old man. And it feels nice to drive like an old man. When you don't got nowhere to be, you don't need to drive fast, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I should get on my wheelchair. What am I doing? This isn't me. I ain't a long picnic guy. I'm a wheelchair guy, especially with my bum ass fucking foot right now. Oh, what the fuck? We got water in my chair. But dude, we're getting after it. I hope you are too, man. I probably ain't gonna do too much more out here tonight. I think I've had a long enough night. I think I'm gonna get ready and go work tomorrow. And maybe try to get paid since I didn't get paid for last week. Working there, and then get, you know, maybe do some stuff in the morning out here when I got energy and motivation. And then once that wears off, I go in and do work for him. Be mind numb for a while, you know. And then hopefully see him after work, after he's done with work. And hopefully I can get paid. Say, yo, could I get paid for the last couple weeks? That'd be tits, you know. And then I'll get paid. My cousin's been really riding me about buying a dirt bike, but it's just like, you know, we can't even ride it yet anyway, and it's supposed to snow up north, and it's probably gonna stick for another week anyway, you know, or longer. I was up north and there's still snow up north, so it's just like, fuck, by me there ain't hardly any snow. There's no snow. It's all grass down here, but you know, it's different up there. A little colder up in the north woods, you know what I'm saying? I love the north woods, but I also like not having to shovel my driveway. You know? Oh man, it'd probably be so much cooler to be in Texas, but y'all got snow this year, you pussies. That sucks. Dude, I noticed that most of my people that don't even watch this, aren't even from the United States, so that's pretty wild, man. Shout out to wherever you're from, man. You know, where are you? You know, if you want to say where you're from in the comments, man, that'd be wild. I think I've said that before. Nobody's ever said, you know, whatever. But maybe other people just got VPNs that are, you know, it could be all it is. Different VPN in Germany or something, you know. I don't really know. I'm not a technical guy. I think I got a different VPN for all my stuff, but I don't really know. I'm not that smart. I'm not that guy. And Lord knows, yeah, if anybody wanted to hack me, they probably could. You know, I ain't, you know, but I'd appreciate if you put money in instead of take money out, you know. I doubt it works like that, but, you can always hope, you can always pray. Maybe I should start posting my Venmo in the fucking comments. Be like, yo, hook a brother up, man. You know what I'm saying? Give the dude some change, man. I'll take $1, even if it's change. You know what I'm saying, dude? Nah, I ain't asking nobody for money, man. I'm not no panhandler. If I can get big enough to where I can get, you know, have ads, and if you want to send me money, I'm not gonna be like, you know, don't send me money, dude. You know, I ain't. I don't like that, right? I'll take money, dude. I don't like taking handouts, but if like, you know, I've been doing this for, I've got to have almost a day, no, not a day's worth of time in this. Maybe. I could be close to 24 hours worth of time in the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? They got to get paid, boy. You got to get that cheddar, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that revenue, dude. But you know what? This is fun. And it's keeping me liable to myself. It's fun to talk. I got some people that are wild following me, man. This is awesome. People are just listening to me talk and talk about my life and talk about shit I've gone through, you know, and they're subscribing and they want to hear more about it. And frankly, I got a lot to say, and I'm, kind of only touching the surface with a lot of this shit. But, that's all right. We can always get into more depth later, but maybe I should focus more on going into more depth of the stuff I've been talking about, man. You know, what else have I haven't been hurt all too much, man. I got like, I don't know if fuck will getting hurt too much, but my body's banged up, man. I've been in a whole bunch of accidents. You know, I don't even, I feel like I'm all right. I feel like I'm in good shape, but at what point do I start feeling that? Or am I already starting to feel all that? Is that why I hurt? you know, is that why I'm in pain, dude? you know, or is that just the way I eat? Because I want to feel like I did do a lot. I did bang myself up a lot, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't I knew how to bail, but it still hurts. It still hurts when you fall at fast speeds. Don't feel good, A lot of times you get banged up. Sometimes you hit your head. That's the worst. And kids, wear a helmet, man. Don't, helmets are, who cares if you look cool, man? Keep that fucking brain safe, dude. You could die, man. Man, you could die, man. I could have died. I should have died. They say my buddy said if he wasn't wearing a helmet, he would have died 100% in that snowboarding crash. They said, yeah, your skull would have been cracked open instead of that helmet. Yeah, you'd have been you would have went to sleep on that mountain or on that hill, on that snowboarding hill. And that's just like, a fun little weekend thing that you thought was going to be fun turns into, that's your grave, man. That's where you lay. That's where your soul goes to rest, man. That ain't all right. All because you wanted to go have fun on a weekend and take a big jump to impress your friends, or whatever you did. Catch an edge like a dipshit because you don't know how to actually ride, or anything. Are you skating? People do a lot of dumb, risky shit. They turn anything to a sport these days. You know what I'm saying? I used to do a lot of adrenaline junking shit when I was younger, man. I used to go jump off of cliffs at the Dells. That was fun as fuck, dude. Count me in. I'd go do it again. I probably shouldn't show my kids that, but I probably will show my kids that at some point. Cause that's dangerous. But man, did that teach me how to be a better swimmer, man? But man, I almost died there multiple times. Multiple times. It's like rapids there, man. And like there's some big waterfalls, little waterfalls, but they're like go under rocks and stuff. They can pull you under those rocks. And like, man, I was a little kid, I almost died there, and I was with my mom. She was talking to some random dude, and I was swimming, and I went over the waterfall, and in the waterfall, where the vortex is underneath the waterfall, I went over, and I got stuck in like this vortex, and I was trying to swim, and this is the dangerous spot, because then like the waterfall goes like this, and there's another big rock like right here, and it's like a valley over here, but it's a 90-degree angle right there. There's a waterfall, and there's like a rock right at the end of it, and apparently that rock just like after the waterfall, that rock just shoots under. And like the water's right here, and it's only like a couple foot drop, but underneath it's like 20, 30 feet deep. And I let it take me down because I couldn't keep swimming. I was trying to swim. I was trying to get out. And I just like let it take me. And all of a sudden I got out from that vortex at the bottom of the waterfall, like under here, where I got out from underneath there, and it kind of shot me out, and then I like got up, and I just started screaming, and all of a sudden my mom came running for me, and I remember I was stuck in the next waterfall, and I was like pinning my leg against the side, and I was like, I pinned myself in between where that part gets narrow. I like pinned myself in there, and I was just screaming bloody murder because I thought I was dead. I don't know how old I was. I couldn't have been over 10. I was probably 7, 8. And my mom was letting me swim in waterfalls, rapids by myself. I might have been older than that, but I don't think I was very old, man. I was probably older than that. I was probably above 10. But even at that, scary. That's how people die. People die out there every year. Literally, there's reports of people dying out there every year. You know, it's a dangerous place. Kids die there all the time because they hit the rocks, because they try to jump and they get too close to the rocks and hit the rocks. And I've seen people get really close to hitting the rocks. And I'm like, people do that though because they think it's cool to get as close as they can to the rocks. And I'm like, dude, why? There's a big pond. Like, I mean, a spot to jump in from where the camera is to this side. Like, the waterfall comes where you guys are, and then there's like a big open spot. And then the waterfall, the valleys go, one goes this way. That's the one I almost died on. And the other one goes this way. It Wise after this first waterfall. You know, there's a waterfall right here, and there's a big pool right here to jump in. It's like 15, 20 foot deep. Apparently, there's a lot of smallmouth bass in the bottom of there, but I never fished it. I always just jumped in it. And I felt like I kicked a whole bunch of them a couple times, man. Sometimes you jump in and you just feel your foot hit something, but it wasn't like a stick or nothing, you know? It was just like, yeah, I just kicked a fish or something, man. I definitely felt it, you know? But like, what do you do, driving head first and try to catch them, something you can't see, you know? No. But yeah, I used to do tons of crazy flips and front flips and back flips off of that, man. You know, I belly flopped many a times into that water, and that's not fun when you go pancake into the water. Oh, man, from like 20, 12. Oh, yeah. The high one's probably like 25 feet. The medium one's probably like 15 feet. Maybe a little higher, maybe lower, maybe like 15 and 20. That might be higher than that, man. It, yeah, I'm gonna guess 15 and 25. I think my first guess was probably right. 15 to 25, 30. You know, because, yeah, I don't know. Because the second one's definitely another 8 feet above the first one, at least. Maybe even 10. I don't even know. But it's up there. But anyway, but then you're jumping, like, from up there, like, from the roof of from my house, you're jumping into a puddle of water. I can't see the roof of my house, but just imagine another 20 feet, 25 feet up, you're jumping. It's just like, man, I used to do that for fun. And it is fun. I'd go do it again. But, like, people die, man. It's very dangerous. You know, because there's two rivers on each side. That side's the side you want to go to. If you go to that side, like I said, you can get hurt, and there's really nowhere to go on that side. So you want to go this way, because that's how you get back up onto that fucking rock to jump again. So you always go to the left. You jump in, and then you swim hard to the left. Or you could climb that rock face, because that's like a rock wall. You can climb that rock face, and it leans out, too. So if you fall, you just fall into the water. It's actually pretty cool, man. It's like a natural, like, amusement park. It's awesome. God's gift to man, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta know it's there to know it's there. You're not even actually supposed to swim there, but nobody ever tells anybody not to, because everybody fucking does it. You know? But it is what it is. You're not supposed to, but people do it anyway, because live your life how you want to live your life, man. But it's a good time. I'd suggest it. I'd suggest knowing how to swim before doing it, you know? But that's the thing, man. You gotta know how to paddle a boat before you go out in the boat, you know? You don't want to be stuck in a boat without a paddle, you know what I'm saying? Trust your knowledge you've gained from other past, experiences, and move forward knowing you could probably handle yourself in something new, man. Maybe I should do that and with work, because I'm about sick of being laid off, you know, or maybe just, but what do you do, man? Like, what else is going to pay me when I get paid at work? You know, I could go make tampons and make shit for a living, you know. But I think I'd be bored out of my mind at a factory job, unless I feel like there's somewhere I can move up. But I don't even feel like I want to try to move up there. But do I really feel like trying to move up in the companies I've been working with now? I don't feel like I do. So, like, why am I doing this? I'm just doing it for a paycheck, obviously, because I need to pay my mortgage. I need to have food for my kids, and it's a decent pay. That's the way I should look at it, but it sucks not being, you don't make nothing when you're laid off, when you're not working, you know. You know, what do you do then? And you just use your knowledge to go work somewhere else and do your side job. I don't know why I'm not doing that. But today I got stuff done. I got $800 today. I made, stuff I've spent money on in the past, but I made as much today. I shouldn't say that. As I would have almost had a work week. So that's probably more than most people make in a work week. So, shout out to me today. Some kid bumping tunes. But you know what? I had a good day. I'm feeling good. I'm going to keep trying to eat good. Eggs and sausage, man. I need to go get some more sausage. Probably some more hash browns, too. You know, I got plenty of eggs. I got plenty of eggs coming, too. Speaking of that, I need to order an electric fence and get that rolling for them little bastards. So I'm sick of them being everywhere. I like watching them free roam, but I'm sick of having them crap on everything. You know, maybe I should just electric fence my whole house so they can't come around my house. That'd be funny. But no, we're gonna get them chickens their own little coop de ville over there. Get their little electric fence set up. Keep them safe. Keep the stuff out. Try to keep them in more so. A little more eatable because obviously they're safe. They can run around in the yard every day and not get got. Or they gotta be kind of smart. So we're making moves, boys. We're getting shit done. It feels good. We took a step downwards, literally a whole flight downwards. But you know what? We're still walking. We're still moving. My foot really hurts. I'm probably gonna go ice it. I am still kind of hungry. I might go eat something else. Might eat some rice. I've been eating a lot of rice lately. Rice and chicken, but not like fucking. I was eating chicken nuggies, which is probably the worst for you, but I was eating rice, chicken nuggies. But I should make some regular fucking chicken, man. Chicken and rice and eggs, man. That's all a guy needs, dude. To be really honest, if we're talking here. I do need some carbs because obviously, everybody needs some carbs, but make sure you know what carbs you're eating, man. Everybody needs sugars too, but you don't want to be drinking soda like I'm drinking, This is the type of sugars you need. You need, like, good sugars. You need to eat fruits. You need some grapes and shit, man. You know, that'd be all right. Eat some apples, eat some bananas. Those all got sugars in them. That's all good sugars. It's not really, I'm not saying eating all that crap's good for you, but it's definitely better than eating a pizza. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely better than drinking this thing I'm drinking. But this is only 5 calories. This is 5 calories. To get you at the sodium and all the other crap you can't even read on the side, Should we try to read some of this? Oh man, this is going to be bad. Carbonated water and contains less than 2% of citric acid, orange juice concentrate, aspartame, sodium citrate, sodium benzoate, preservative, salt, caffeine, natural flavors, Kikia gum, yellow 5, ester gum, phentylanormix, contains phenylene, produced under the authority of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Frisco, Texas. At least it's made in America, or at least it's, whatever. I can't believe I just read all that and I'm still drinking it. Maybe I ought to stop drinking this shit. I already know that I can't read. Maybe that's why I make them long words like that, so you don't even know what the fuck it is. I know yellow 5 is bad for you. Isn't that the one that causes cancer? But they make it sweet, so you drink it. They put caffeine in it, so it makes you want to fucking do something, man. That's why I drink it. I need caffeine. Maybe I should just start drinking coffee again. I do love coffee. Maybe I should just get some fucking... Yeah, that's what I should get when I go to the store. Get some coffee mix. Get some creamer. I think I still got coffee. Maybe I should get some fresh coffee grounds. That sounds nice. Maybe I should just get one of those darn Keurig things like everybody else has got. Then you gotta buy those little cups, but that'd be a lot easier than having, I guess it's not that hard to put a little coffee filter in there and make a pot of coffee, dude. Oh, that's what I should do, because then when I'm out here, it'd be warm. That's what I'm gonna start doing, boys. I'm gonna get some milk, and I'm gonna start drinking coffee, man. Fuck with the soda, dude. You know what? But I think I'm gonna go inside. It's dark out. These chickens look like they're ready to take a nap. They got fresh water. Probably should top off their food. But, you know, we're living, dude. The chickens are still living. Chickens outside are living. I haven't checked their eggs. Maybe I should go check and see how many eggs we got out there. They had a couple for me this morning, but I checked it right away this morning. There you go. Oh, there's filled. Food's filled. We're good to go. I'm gonna go check how many eggs we got, and then, yeah, that'll probably be the end of the video, dude. We'll pause it. Yo! We got 3 little eggs. Yeah, boy, I think we got one from each chicken. I think that's my Plymouth Rock. That's the Leghorns, and that, oh, this is the Rock, and this is the Rhode Island Red. Yeah, we got all 3 different colors, dude. White, light tan, and a little brown, darker brown. 3 eggs out there. That's all it takes, man. You know, and maybe I'm wasting my time here with these chickens, but you know what? I already got chickens. I already got the coop. I don't got a fence for them. I already got another mini coop now. This is fancy. So now if I want more baby chicks, dude, I got a nice little spot for them, you know. I don't gotta get anything ready. I got it ready. You know, and I could leave this outside if I really wanted to. You know, or put it under, you know, I can find a spot to shag this. You know, put something over it so it don't get wet and just leave it outside, man. Throw some staples inside. Throw a couple layers of plastic over it. It'll be all right outside, you know. You know, it'll be all right. And now I already got all this stuff ready. I already got to do all the work for the other chickens anyway. Granted, I'm gonna have to feed a lot more chickens now, but you know, now I'll have my chickens and I'll have them having enough eggs to where maybe, you know, I can start paying for themselves, you know, instead of just having enough to eat and enough to give to my family, you know. Granted, I just give a whole bunch of eggs to my mom, but my mom's blessed me in my life and she continues to bless me and spoil me, so the least I can do is give her some free eggs, you know. My kids eat them too, so it's just not like, whatever. You know, it's alright. You gotta do some good stuff to people, man, around you. You gotta love the people that love you, and you gotta love the people you love, you know. You gotta show them love. And if all I gotta do is give them a dozen eggs here and there, or 2 dozen here and there, I gave them 2 dozen last weekend, so they should have plenty for a while now. I don't think they go through that much, but I've been eating a lot more eggs, which is good. You know, I've been feeling a lot better, looking a lot better, besides from falling down the fucking steps. I've been feeling amazing, dude. You know, I haven't been eating the greatest, but this last weekend I ate good, and today I ate good. And it feels good, man. It really does. And I think that's one of the keys to it, man. I think that's my new step. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get some work done at the side gig. Hopefully get paid. Go cash my checks. Maybe get a haircut. Lord knows I need one. I don't know. Pretty much open radar. Maybe I should figure out what I want to do tomorrow tonight so that I'm not, you know, trying to figure it out after work, you know. So, but you know what? I think I've done enough talking tonight. I'm going to go put these eggs inside and I'm going to get to work tomorrow, boy. And we're going to get to work, man. You better be getting to work. I hope you're all getting to work. I hope you're doing better in your lives. I hope everything's moving forward. If this is not your first time listening, man, I hope things are getting better. I hope things, you know, I hope, you know, spring's coming. Spring's pretty much here, but it hasn't sprung yet. You know, it's not summer yet, man. It's still spring. It's shitty. It's cold. You know, it's wet. It's gonna dry out and it's gonna be warm soon, you know. So chin up, no more seasonal depression. We're trying to kick that bullshit, you know, and I'm trying to keep the video games down to a minimum, man. If I catch myself on there for more than like 30 minutes to an hour, I literally make myself get off, man. But I've been trying to still, you know, I'm trying, you know, because I need something, man. I can't just go antisocial completely, man, because I'm gonna go crazy. I gotta talk to some people. I gotta do something. socially. You know, it's only video games. That's fucking sad. Oh my god. That's the life I'm living, man. And that's, you know, a lot less stress. Tell you that much. You know, it's pretty boring, man. But I got friends. I still talk to people. I hung out with my buddy this weekend. I talked to him. That was fun. I went over to his house, and he's got water in his basement, and that's no fun. But I think he's got it all figured out. It doesn't look like it's leaking too bad, wherever it's leaking, but he definitely needs to get that fixed. And I wish I had more answers for him, but I really didn't have all the answers he needed. And I didn't feel like doing all the work. You know, it's either you got to dig out the side of your house and patch the outside, or you got to try to fix it from the inside, but that's a lot harder to do. And normally that don't ever really work for very long, you know. You got to patch it from the outside. You know, this is the way she fucking goes, you know. It's a lot harder to do. It's hard, not easy to do, man. You know, but it can be done. If there's a will, there's a way. There's a will, there's always a fucking way, man. You know. But I really want to keep going. I really want to keep going, man. I really want to keep moving forward. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I kind of just been saving. My cousin wants to buy a dirt bike. I want to buy a dirt bike. I think that'd be fun. But at the same time, I do want, you know, something that'll make me money, you know. But granted, that'd be fun, man. That'd be fucking nuts. You know, but, you know, I've never had a dirt bike. I think that'd be fun to have a dirt bike. I had a motorcycle for a couple years, and I kind of thought, this would be fun to take off road, you know. If I had some dirt tires for this thing, this would be probably pretty fun on the road. But I also really wanted to go fast, so that's why I got rid of the cruiser. You know, I figured out a cruiser wasn't for me. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't go bar hopping that much, and I definitely don't want to be drinking on a fucking motorcycle. Them things are dangerous enough as it is, and people that go bar hopping on motorcycles are crazy. People that go bar hopping on snowmobiles, that's kind of one thing, but you can drive at your own speed, and you're in the middle of nowhere. You don't got, you know, you don't got to worry about other people all the time. If you're on a motorcycle, you got to worry about other people pulling out in front of you. You got to be way more alert on a motorcycle than in a car. And you got to be way more alert on a snowmobile than in a car. But I definitely feel like you need to be way more alert on a motorcycle than on a snowmobile, especially if you're drinking, because you got other people present that you got to also subconsciously being, you know. Motorcycle scared me, man. I almost got in 2 accidents last year, and that ain't gonna be like a. That is not like a car accident, man. You don't get an airbag, you don't get a seatbelt, you don't get none of that. You don't get to hold on. You don't get to hold on to shit. You're going flying, or you're going into that car, or you're laying on the dirt, or sliding on the ground. And the thought of that just made me really not want to ride, man. Especially after I got in an accident. I was riding just in town, the big town next to me. And I was going through a green light, and this dude ran a fucking red light and went halfway into the intersection. And I slammed on my brakes. He literally went right in front of me and stopped. He like stopped in the intersection right in front of me. I slammed on my brakes, went right up to the side of him, and then he started pulling ahead like as I was going, you know, about to hit him. He started driving forward and went through the intersection, and he's just gone. I would have hit him, and he would probably left the scene of that accident, and I would have been laying on the ground there. He had a piece of shit old Chevy Malibu, like a busted out, rusted out. I don't even remember what color it was. I think it was like a tan. I didn't even know they made tan ones of them. You know, or it was just white and it was so dirty and rusty. I don't know. It was brown. I don't remember what color it was, but it was an old Malibu, rusted piece of shit. And it blew a stop sign, blew a red light when I was going 30. It was a 30 mile an hour, so I was probably doing like 40, you know? And a motorcycle made 35 probably, because I was probably cruising, because I was just probably looking around. But you know what? That would hurt, driving into the side of a car at 35 miles an hour. If you weren't paying attention, man, you were boozed up and you were cross-eyed and you didn't see that car coming, man. Oh, that's a whole different story. Your head goes through you're dead, you know. And that kind of scared me, man. And one morning I don't remember if it was a morning or I was just riding. Some dude was a trailer, hogged the inside of the turn, and I was kind of going a little too fast for the turn because I knew the turn's a really flat turn. It doesn't have like a bank, so you can't like, it's hard to lean into it and like I almost feel like I hit the gravel a little bit, and I like at like 50 or something, and I was just like, oh fuck, you know. I started fishtailing a little bit, and I saved it, you know. That's scary, man. This was just me not driving, not paying attention. I was kind of just not paying attention to my surroundings, and you can't do that when you're on a motorcycle. It's kind of vibing out to music, you know, and you can't do that, man. And I think I just need to not ride motorcycles because I don't want to die. I got kids, and I hear about people crashing and dying all the time, you know, and a lot of times it's not even their fault, but a lot of times it is their fault. But, and especially seeing how some of the kids I know ride, you know, if I ride with them, man, I'm going to end up dying. Especially if I get a faster bike. That's why I kind of sold my bike, and then, you know, darn birds throwing wood chips and all the other birds. That's funny. No, that one's going to go kick his ass. That's funny. Oh, man. But you know what? I want to live. I want to live to see another day. I want to live to see my kids grow up. You know, I want to live to see what I can become. I want to, you know, grow to be something, you know, someday, maybe, possibly. You might even grow to see that through this, man. You start following, you subscribe, man. You'll definitely get to see my life grow, man. 'Cause I'm going to keep doing this, man. Why not? What do we got to lose? Lose the phone data on my phone? Good thing I can delete the videos and they'll be on YouTube forever, huh? Oh man, that's enough talking, dude. You ought to get to work. You ought to quit listening to me. Go get to work or watch another one of my videos, man. Thank you for your time. God bless, man. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Mac Miller, dude. God bless your soul, dude.